The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Homestead Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
It is always a special moment when NASCAR rolls into Homestead Miami Speedway, and tonight is no exception as the HPP Simulation Grand National Series arrives in southern Florida for race number 2 of the 16-race 2016 season. Race 1 was won by Gary Whitson under caution, with a car that looked more like it belonged in a scrapyard rather than on a racetrack. However, that win is in the history books, and tonight it is a new race and a new challenge for the drivers. How will it pan out? Well, this question and more will be answered for you shortly live on the Global Sim Racing channel. Hi, I am Richard Losper, and it has been a while since I've called a race in this series, and I'm certainly looking forward to this one. Alongside me in the virtual booth is Tanner Sharp. Behind the scenes we have Joe Peak directing the action, and our cameras are brought to you as usual by Dougie Beard. Tanner, a very good evening to you, my friend. Homestead Miami Speedway usually puts on a fantastic show for the viewers. What is it about this track that makes that happen?
And good evening to you too there, Richard. Homestead Miami Speedway, a big old 1.5-mile racetrack with 18 to 20 degrees of banking. Tonight at Homestead, we are going 100 laps with an iRacing, actually it's open setups tonight, 60% fuel aware, realistic weather, and the marbles on the racetrack will be cleaned up every other caution as the rubber will be filled in as the guys turn laps during practice and qualifying. 18 to 20 degrees of banking, the preferred line is usually the high side of the racetrack, but you will see some guys that will make an attempt to go on the bottom of the racetrack, but you got to be careful out down there because it might snap loose on you.
Yes, certainly. Well, you know, I remember Homestead quite fondly from my days of racing the IndyCar, the old IndyCar, but that was another day. Let's have a look at the standings. We know that there's been one race run so far in the HPP Simulation Championship here, and we mentioned that Gary Whitson won that race. So let's just have a look at the standings in a little more detail there. So your top 5 was Gary Whitson. He attained a total of 47 points, and obviously leading the championship today. Josh Jones was second in that race, and he is 3 points back on 44 points. Then we have Robert Barney on 42 points, and he's 5 points back from the leader. Will Waslow on 41 points minus 6 points back, and in 5th place there, Tanner, we've got Jamie Moore on 39 points, 8 points back. We might just have a quick look at the rest of the top 10.
Yes, you got Jeffrey Gilliam with 38 points. That's 9 points behind the race leader and sitting in 6th place point standings. Bryce Whitson Jr., who has 37 points, sitting 7th place points right there. 8th place in points is Eric Baril with 36 points. Chad Dalton with 35 points in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 in points is Brody Hayes with 35 points. 12 points back from Gary Whitson.
Yep, still pretty close, and we expect that after only one race. I see there, Tanner, that qualifying has started, so it's going to be interesting to see who can set the pole time tonight. And we do remind the viewers that we have some sponsors for these and other races coming up. Derek Spear Designs, always a good supporter of iRacing, has a Lucky Dog award. True Power has an award for the pole sitter, and M-Spec Hard Charger award is one provided by M-Spec, obviously, and that is for the most positions that will be made up during the race. So Tanner, just let's have a technical look at this car that they're using here, the Xfinity B-Class car. Do you think this car is well suited to this track?
Oh yes, definitely. The NASCAR comes here for the Xfinity Series for their championship season, along with the trucks and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, which they use the Gen 6 race cars. This track has some less horsepower than the Gen 6 race cars, but not by much. These are 3,400-pound race cars with a lot of racing room on the racetrack. Like I said earlier, in the corners, man, if you have some grip on your tires, some guys may go on the bottom of the racetrack to try to make a pass on somebody, but as a run will go on, the guys will try to fight for that middle groove to high side because they're tending to find more grip up there. So it's definitely going to be a handling in the corners, especially coming off the corners. Turn 3 and 4 is definitely going to be a nail biter today. So they're all going to have to be really careful in that portion of the racetrack.
Yeah, and you mentioned the banking is 18 degrees, 18 to 20 degrees. So I actually thought the track was a lot flatter than that, but just looking at the angle cars are going through, it's not that bad. And they've got some pretty long straightaways on this track as well. So should make for a very good race, plenty of space there. And we should be we'll see guys going 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide, don't you think?
Oh yeah, if it comes down towards the end of the race, possibly, and they're trying to fight for the most positions that they can get out of it, even for the win, they'll go 3 wide. Some guys might stick their nose in there to go 4 wide. You'll just have to see how it all plays out. Maybe early in the race they might race aggressively, then kind of tone it down. Who knows? But you pinpointed on 18 to 20 degrees of banking here, Richard. This track used to be a flat track back in its early days, during the 2003 renovation of this racetrack. 2003 was the first year of this kind of banking. So, but we don't, obviously not racing on the flat version banking of Homestead Miami Speedway. So these guys are going to be dealing with the banking and racing up by that wall.
Yeah, and good luck to them as well. It's going to be quite intense. There has been a tendency for these races to go down to the wire. We've seen a few cautions as well in some of the past races, certainly ones that I have called. What do you think might happen tonight caution-wise?
Well, last week we were at Phoenix. It's a much smaller racetrack. It's only a mile racetrack, so it's, unless you want to consider it as a short track, not a lot of room compared to here. Here's a bunch of room, especially on the back straightaway. And in the corners, there's a lot more banking. There's 18 to 20 degrees compared to last week. There was like 9 to 10 degrees of banking. So much more banking in the corners here. On the straightaways, much more to move around. Man, it's much more of a bumpier racetrack than what Phoenix was last week. Last week at Phoenix was repaved, obviously. So I think there will be more of a handling, but I think there will be some guys that will get loose depending on how hot the track temperature is.
Well, it looks like qualifying has just finished up, so we best hustle and get through the driver list. There are, 41 drivers I'm seeing here. So let's go through the top 10 as we see them starting to line up on the pit road at the moment. Gary Whitson, best time, 32.0, qualifying time 31.958. He will be on the pole position, followed by Brody Hayes, Ty Hester and Will Wassler on the second row, Stephen Wetton, Robert Barney on the third row, Josh Jones and Austin Minster, they will be on the fourth row. Then we have Brian Yasik and Chad Dalton in row number 5. Go ahead, Tanner.
Rounding outside the top 10 will be Alex Bates in 11th place and Michael Krobach in the 12th position. Who Michael Krobach is our defending series champion. Jonathan Holstein in the 13th position. And Josh Tanner rounding out the 14th position. Bryce Witz, our current points leader, qualified 15th on the grid. Alan Young will qualify 16th. Troy Hott in 17th. Lee Staples will qualify 18th. Norm Pelletier will qualify 19th. And rounding out the top 20 is Jeffrey Gillian.
Alrighty, and I see we're not following the graphic that we have on the screen here as the pace car takes off. So let's just go through as fast as we can. In 21st position, we have Travis Lukov. Then we have Jeffrey Belt in 22nd. 23rd place, Ted Emenizer. And in 24th place, we have Jamie Moore. Let's get back to the graphic, the way the graphic is. Over to you, Tanner.
Sorry, I'm a little having some 25th place. Sorry, having some technical mic issues here. 25th position is Aaron Kleinhans. 26th is Michael Kunik. 27th place in number 45, Daniel Glover. Danny Rogers in 28th. Matisse is in 29th. And rounding out the top 30 is Edward Bray.
And 31 is Travis Brown. 32, Travis McQuistion. 33rd place, sorry, Tim Knott. Then Ken Rodriguez, Evan Ross, and they're getting ready to start. Looks like we've got a few others here. Jack Strosky, Eric Burrill. Now we'll keep an eye on the pace car. The pace car should be ducking off momentarily, and they will start racing. And in fact, they are racing. The green flag has already flown, and they are racing up in the lead. We have Gary Whitson doing a good job there in the number 13, and behind him it was Brody Hayes, but Brody Hayes has given up the position to Ty Hester. And in 4th place there is Will Wassler, and 5th place Robert Barney. How's it looking further back, Tanner?
Well, I'm currently looking at, there was almost some 3-wide action going into turn 3. These drivers, it was between Austin Missler, Stephen Wheaton, and Josh Jones. They were almost 3-wide entering turn 3. Right now they strung out a little bit. Some guys are not afraid to use the bottom. I did see Josh Jones get a little loose on the bottom of the racetrack down turns 3. As there's a battle between Josh Jones, Chad Dalton, Brian Yatzik, and Michael Krobot.
Yes, and 2 wide just in front of Brian Yatzik. They're 2 wide going into turn number 4, and it looks like they're straightening out now. Brian Yatzik on the move there in the number 9, got the inside line on the 77, gonna try and make it happen. Nearly touching there, but they managed to go ahead, Tanner.
Oh yeah, I was just commenting that they almost made contact in the middle of the corner there. Luckily, no harm, no foul, racing side by side down the backstretch, entering turn number 3. A little blinking going on there for the number 77 of Chad Dalton, but no harm, no foul, as maybe the high line will prevail here.
And just behind them, we've got a lurker, might we call it, Michael Krobach. Having a look there, just wondering what's going to happen in front of him. Looks like they've gone single file now. They're down low, going through the turn, and now they go up high again. And looks as if Brian Yatzik has decided that now is not the time to try and take that position. But here comes Michael Krobach on the number 9 of Brian Yatzik, going to the inside, trying to make that position. And it looks like he might get it done. We've got the number 9 up high. That's a good place to be on this track. But Michael Krobach hanging in there, Tanner. He's determined to get that position.
He's definitely determined to get that position, but look back right behind these 2 pack of cars right here. The number 94 of Stephen Winton, he could have made it 3 wide, but he decided to take it easy and see which line was going to move forward. And right now, he's still trying to determine. Right now, Brian Yatzik gets by Michael Krobach entering turn number 3. Number 94 of Stephen Winton decide, hey, I'm going to try that too. That outside of the lane seemed to be working. But right now, he's going to settle in behind the number 7 of Michael Krobach.
And just in front of them, Josh Jones, let's have a look at that. He's got the number 11 firmly in his sights. He is down low. The 11's up high. The number 40 car trying to make it happen down low. The 11 has the good grip up high. Up ahead of them, there's more action going on for the 3rd place position. These guys are getting a little exy here, Tanner.
Oh yeah, I mentioned it before that bottom lane might actually work. Don't. These guys are not afraid to use that bottom lane. It's 114 track temperature, and I'm expecting these guys to get loose, but the number 6 of War Whistler made it work. He got around Ty Hester just like that, and now he's going to try to hunt down Brody Hayes for 2nd place.
And this battle between Josh Jones and the number 11 there of Austin Missler. has just pitted out with Austin grabbing the position. So Josh Jones backs it off just a little bit in front of them. Within the top 5, we've got a 3-car battle here with Robert Barney, Ty Hester just in front of him, and in front of him Will Wassler. All of them battling for what is the 3rd position. Meanwhile, up front, Brody Hayes and Gary Whitson also battling, and that's for P1. They are practically side by side at the moment. This is the battle for P1, Tanner.
Yeah, they changed positions the last lap side by side, and now entering turn 3, almost contact there, but no harm, no foul between the two drivers. It's a nice clean pass. These two are giving each other a lot of room, and I expect some more great racing out of these two drivers as the race progresses.
Certainly, and it looks as if Gary Whitson has just given up the position for the time being. Now he goes low. He's got the 37 car up high. He's keeping it low. You mentioned the low line could work for these guys, but once you come out of the turn, it seems like the high line gives you that extra little bit of power. So it looks as if Brody Hayes has stretched his lead a bit, but here comes Gary Whitson once again as they go through turn number 4, heading down the front straight now. Gary Whitson doesn't have the power to keep, to get up there and challenge Brody Hayes, so he's going to have to wait a little bit. And
contact between the number 16 of Austin Missler and the 68 of Ty Hester. There was a little smoke and some radio chatter. No harm, no foul. Nobody's getting on the radio about it really anything, but almost a wreck there.
Yeah, and I love it when you say woo. It means that some action is going down as we see the number 16 and the number 40 car getting into the action here. That's Josh Jones, and the 16 was Robert Barney. So plenty of action all around the track at the moment. We are looking mostly in the top 10 at this stage. We might have time to have a look further back and see what's happening there, Tanner.
Yeah, right now I'm just watching the number 16 of Robert Barney. He was actually drifting up the track every time he tried the bottom, so finally he got to the outside lane, and he lost a couple positions of it, but right now he's trying to take it easy. Maybe he understands that he maybe use up the tires a little bit early, so maybe he can get them 4 fresh Goodyears on their first pit stop.
Yeah, and look, the racing has been very, very clean so far. Let's hope we don't put the commentator's curse on these guys. Looking up front here, we have got a 2-wide situation. Ty Hester, and next to him, Austin Missler in the number 11 car, making a challenge, trying to get what is position number 4, and he's gonna make it happen. No, through the middle groove, there goes the number 68, and makes a dive down the straightaway and maintains his position. So all good so far in the racing here. Up front, Gary Whitson still trying to catch up to Brody Hayes, but Brody Hayes doing a great job and consolidating that P1 position that he has right now.
Yeah, a little towards the middle of the pack right here. I'm seeing Bryce Whitson Jr. and Jonathan Holstein have been going at it the last couple of laps. Bryce Whitson has not even gained. He started 15th tonight. He has not gained a position yet. He actually fell back to 17th right now. 24 car of Alan Young actually hit the wall a little bit coming off turn 4. That will allow Bryce Whitson to gain a position for 14th, but he has not moved up a lot of positions like I would expect him to, but I could count on him being up in the top 10 towards the end of this race.
Yeah, patience pays off. I firmly believe in patience. So Gary's got plenty of time. We're on lap number 40 now. A quick rundown of the standings for you. Brody Hayes is leading the race, followed by Gary Whitson in the 2nd place position. Then we've got Will Wassler in 3rd place. He's a few seconds back there, a couple of seconds at least. Ty Hester is next, and he's in the number 68 car in 4th position. Then we have Austin Missler, who seems to be catching up to Ty Hester, or this situation has actually been playing out for a number of laps where Missler tries to get some advantage over Ty, but not making it happen. So that's your top 5 at the moment. They are then followed by Josh Jones, and Josh Jones is right there with them as well. Robert Barney not that far off, and Chad Dalton and Michael Krobach make up your top 9, and then Brian Yaksik, currently the 10th car in the race. So plenty of racing to come still. Let's see what happens as we see one going down low again, trying to take the position Who is that? Is that Josh Jones? Yes, it is, Tanner.
Yes, that's Josh Jones underneath Austin Lister in the number 11. Josh Jones, who actually dominated Phoenix last week, leading 50 laps. So we know that he's good at NASCAR-type racing. So right now he's trying to get that bottom lane working on Austin Lister. So far he's not able to make it stick. I believe that Austin Lister is going to get the run off the high side. Number 16 right behind him. Robert Barney is going to go with them. Too big of a hole. He's going to fall in behind and hopefully try again down turn 3.
Yep, and there's quite a pack of cars here. I see 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, 6 of them, and one just a little way off them. Brian Yaksik, our own Brian Yaksik, by the way, one of the GSRC commentators running in this race in the number 9 car. He is currently in 10th position, and up ahead of him, Tanner, there's a gaggle of cars there. They go all over the track trying to gain an advantage, and something, as the tires go off, I'm telling you, something's going to happen here. Here comes Brian Yaksik, makes up a position into 9th place there. As we saw, that 10th place was a little slow. That was Robert Barney off the high side there, and Brian Yaksik making up a position. Now, can he hold on to that position, or will the number 16 of Robert Barney come back at him? Not at this stage. Meanwhile, up ahead, more battles. Look how they spread out there, Tanner. Something will happen soon. I will bet money on it.
Well, these guys have a bunch of talent. I've raced with these guys before in the past, and oh my goodness, these guys have so much talent. These guys know what they're doing, and they can spread out like this, go 3 wide, and still hold the line, and not clip each other, I should say. As great racing's going on, Josh Jones actually got a few positions the last couple laps. Ty Hester, Austin Whistler, they're all on top of each other early going in the race, as they have about 3 seconds back from Gary Whitson, War Whistler, and Brody Hayes.
Here's a move from the number 7, Michael Krobach. He already passed Brian Yaksik, and now he's looking at the car of Chad Dalton, past him as well in the number 77. Brian Yaksik making, my apologies, that was Chad Dalton trying. He's up on the high side, and in front of him, Austin Whistler, and somebody touched the wall.
Ty Hester hit the wall.
Wow, that was Ty Hester in the number 68 car touching the wall there. Is he okay? Let's have a look at Ty Hester. Yes, he's still running. No problem. You said that these guys have lots and lots of talent. That's certainly showing here. The racing has been remarkably clean, and we are already on lap number 21. Well, somebody disappeared. Somebody just disappeared there.
The 77 was blinking right there. That's Chad Dalton there, Richard.
Ouch. What? That is a heartbreak for him. Chad Dalton in the number 77 just disappeared. He's come back again. He's still in the race. I thought for a moment he'd gone for good, but he is back and still racing. So luckily for him, we should explain that for the viewers who may not know, we are dependent on your internet connections. The moment your internet connection falters, it shows on the track as if you are disappearing. Because obviously iRacing cannot show you on the track if you're not there, if you don't have an internet connection. But here is the number 77 of Chad Dalton looking at Michael Krobach in the number 7. He's trying to get on terms with Michael Krobach to get that position, but Michael Krobach showing a good turn of speed there, actually pulling away now from the 77, Tanner.
Yeah, Chad Dalton, you definitely don't want to be blinking on these kind of racetracks, because if you're around a pack of cars, it can cause a little confusion on where you are on the racetrack, and it can cause confusion to other drivers too. So right now he seems pretty stable right now. He's trying to get battle for position for the 5th position of Michael Krobach there. Hasn't been able to make a move yet, but I'm sure if he can catch up to him. Right now he's looking towards the bottom of the racetrack. Hopefully it's making it stick, but I don't believe so. Maybe Michael Krobach can get the run off the high side. Yes, he does.
And I'm having a look here at Steve Wetton. He is currently in... you go ahead.
Yeah, Robert Barney got really snappy loose coming off turn number 2. Sorry I broke you up there, Richard. Robert Barney got really snappy loose trying to go for position. He had to lift off the gas to save the race car, and that caused Josh Tanner and Stephen Wetton to get right behind him. But No harm, no foul, though, but a scary moment for Robert Barney.
And here is we're getting back to Steve Wetton. He's down low on the inside there. Meanwhile, up high, just in front of him, we've got Josh Tanner. Made a move on the high side, got it done, and managed to overtake the car that was in front of Steve Wetton, which is Robert Barney. Now he's gotten past Robert Barney as well. So, oh, and another car moved past Robert Barney. That's the 94 there of Steve Wetton. So, moving forward, this is good stuff here. Good racing from both of them. And now in front of them, Josh Tanner looking to take this position from Ty Hester in the number 68. Is getting it done as well, and he moves forward yet another position. Great racing from these guys on this this track, which is wide open, and I'm sure a lot of the guys must be loving it.
Oh, yeah. When you have the fresh tires, I mean, you're definitely loving it, that's for sure. But Ty Hester, I've currently been watching him the last couple of laps. He's qualified third. Ever since he hit the wall coming off turn number 4, he has been slipping back. Right now, he's about to lose 10th place away from Stephen Witten. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Ty Hester as this race continues.
And guys, we missed what happened. There was a change of the leader. Will Wasler is now leading the race here. Brody Hayes is behind him. They've got a couple of slower cars up front as well. So things are getting tight now. Gary Whitson has been relegated to third position. So we apologize. We missed that. I wonder if our director can get the change of lead for us. It might be a little far back, but we'll see if he can do that. We will follow the racing as they go past the back marker here. That back marker in front of Gary Whitson right now is Norm Pelletier in what looks to be the number 56 car. He is there. He hits the wall. So this is a little dangerous for the leaders coming through, Tanner.
Yes, it is, but there's a lot of room on the racetrack to try to get around the lap car. So, and that's a fine example right there between Gary Whitson and Josh Jones getting around Norm Pelletier right there. Norm Pelletier stayed to the high side while Gary Whitson and Josh Jones went to the bottom. So much racetrack room to avoid incident.
Yeah, but he did hit the wall, and that it could happen where you hit in the wall, you come back down the racetrack, and that's going to cause all kinds of problems. As we see him going, I think he's going into the pits now, is the number 56, so we won't worry too much about him. Let's get back to the front of this race here. Will Wasler leading the race here, so he's picking up a lead lap bonus there. Brody Hayes in second place, but way back at the moment. Josh Jones now in third place, so Josh Jones has overtaken Gary Whitson. Gary Whitson having a very quiet race at the moment, Tanner.
Yeah, we just got the notification, and Michael Krobach, the number 7, is pitting right this lap. So some early pit stop strategy, possibly. They are only using 60% fuel load. So pit stops will come sooner than usual as the number 7 heads down pit road here.
Yeah. And looks like there might be a few cars following him. We'll see what happens, but certainly he's one of the first to head into pit lane. Now, let's get back to this race here. I am going to be driving here. Number 42 is Milt Matisse. In front of him, we've got guys going too wide there. Travis Lukoff and Aaron Kleinhans. So there's a bunch of cars going into pit lane as we speak, but here's a battle going on, and we are talking about the 14th position here. These guys have elected to stay out at this point in time, so a little bit of screen time for some of these guys not in the top 10.
Yeah, a bunch of guys are starting to make pit stops right now, like Jamie Moore, the 67 there. I'm trying to get all these names together here of who's all pitting here. But green flag pit stops have been coming down, so that's about 30 laps these guys can go on about a tank of fuel here, I assume. So it sounds like every 30 laps we're going to be coming down for some pit stops. Yeah,
so we'll keep that in mind, 30 laps. So this race is, whoa, what's happening to Aaron Kleinhans? He was going into the pits and he decided he'll come back out of the pits. He's got using the special pit lane. And in pit lane, there's a little bit of a touch between two cars. That was Chris Ginn and Alex Bates had a bit of a touch in pit lane. That's not what you want to be doing, Tanner.
No, you don't. And here at this racetrack, iRacing, you have to use the pathways for pitting, exiting, and entering. So, and unfortunately, he was a little too quick during the pathways and went off the racetrack there. But got on the pit road, no harm, no foul, no contact with anybody.
All right, well, let's look at our leader coming into, who was our leader, Will Wasler. He is now in his pit box at this stage, so let's see how he goes. He's taking right side tires there. Will the left sides go up as well? Yes, they do. Why not take all 4 tires? That's the way to do it. Now he's done with his pit stop. Out he comes. Let's see where he will slot in as he goes onto the pathway, getting onto the racetrack once again. So interesting times. Will Wasler, bearing in mind Will Wasler is in the top 10. He's in the championship. He was in 4th position there, Tanner. So a good race for him here, and he could move forward.
Yeah, he better be careful too. On my screen at least, he blinked out on the pathways there, exiting pit road, but he's back now and running strong as ever. So a little bit of a scare moment for War Whistler, but right now he's running last time by 12th position. So scary moment there, as right ahead of him you got Brian Yatzik, who actually already made his pit stop. So he should gain up some ground there and enter the top 10. Back to you, Richard. Do you see anything?
No, I'm just keeping an eye here on the guys who obviously have not pitted in front of these drivers who were in the lead. But Brian Yaxie doing a great job there in the number 9. He jumped Will Wasler during that pit cycle, and looks like these two, both of them at the moment, Brian and Will, are in positions 6 and 7 respectively. And some guys in front of them who have yet to pit, the Evan Roche I'm thinking of. But Brody Hayes has done his pit stop. Not sure about Steve Wetton, whether he's done a pit stop. I think not. So we should see these guys resume where they left off prior to the pit stops. Here's Brian Yaxie trying to put a move on Alex Bates. Alex Bates is not in contention at the moment. He's up there, but Brian Yaxie gets past very, very easily and moves up another position. So we'll keep an eye on Brian Yaxie, because he's now in 4th position.
Yeah, so pretty much everybody has now pitted now, and this is the little rundown here after the pit stops. Brian Yatzik actually made a tons of ground here. I'll get to him in a moment, but Brody Hayes is currently the leader. Gary Whitson, Michael Krobach gained a lot of positions along with Brian Yatzik. They're the ones that pitted early, so that gains the advantage on the racetrack as far as position is concerned. Brian Yatzik in the 4th position, Will Wursler, Austin Missler's in 6th, Josh Jones in 7th, Robert Barney in 8th. Bryce Whitson, first entering the top 10 in this race, is currently in the 9th position, and Chad Dalton in the 77, rounding out the top 10 after pit stops.
And Tanner, let's not put the mockers on these guys, but what is interesting to me, after 38 laps, not one caution. What's going on?
A lot of clean racing. Unlike last week, there was a lot of it was not a lot of room on the racetrack, I should say, and a lot of the guys are fighting for position. Here, these guys at the start of the race, they were battling early, but as they were battling, and some guys' tires kind of wore off, they spread out more, and they're oh, cautions flag is out here at Homestead.
Oh dear, I knew it. We put the mockers on these guys by mentioning the word caution. We should not have done that. Sorry about that. Caution flag is out. Do we know what caused it? Let's have a look. Can't see what happened there, just off the cuff. Must have been further back, Tanner,
Alex Bates.
I don't see anything.
Number 22.
Alex Bates hitting the wall. There we are. Alex Bates hits the wall. We'll get that on replay. Our director is fantastic. He's got it. Alex Bates comes out. Is that turn 4 he's coming out of, or turn 2?
He's
Anyway,
entering turn number 3 there, Richard, as, he's entering turn 3. Some kind of problem there. He's coming down the racetrack. Oh, wow. A lot of guys did a very great job to avoid that. And, wow, that's just big time.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go and take a short break while the caution laps eke out, so we'll be back very, very soon. Don't go away. And welcome back, folks, to Homestead Miami Speedway, where we had our first caution for the night after some nearly 40 laps, but 38 laps. Now, the pace car is out there. We can tell you that the first Lucky Dog Award, sponsored by Derek Spears Design, has gone to, Tanner, was that Aaron Kleinhans?
Yes, sir. Aaron Kleinhans was the first car lap down at the time of the caution flag, so he'll get the DSD Lucky Dog Award.
Well, and now we're back to the action. The pace car still out there. Behind him is what's going on here? Gary Whitson? I thought he was behind the pace car, but that's not true. The pace, they're waiting on wave rounds, we are hearing. So at the moment it's Mark Myers directly behind the pace car. Danny Rogers behind Mark Myers. So these are not the guys showing up on my timing and scoring screen here. They are guys who are going to get the wave by. There they go. And we'll probably wait for Gary Whitson to form up behind the pace car. That's right, isn't it, Tanner?
Yes, sir. It is now the one to go signal, which now allows all the cars that are going to do a wave around to catch up to the tail end of the pack. They cannot pit, otherwise they will get some kind of black flag with the iRacing service. So they'll have to stay out and hope for another caution so they can stay on the lead lap. The touch up on the caution flag there, I think there was some kind of connection issue with Alex Bates that brought out the caution. So tough break for Alex Bates in the number 22 there. But meanwhile, up front right here, you got Gary Whitson, Brody Hayes, Michael Krobach, Brian Yancek, Troy Hott. That's the top five. Austin Missler, War Whistler, Josh Jones, Bryce Whitson Jr., and Chad Dalton rounding out the top 10 as we're going to be coming to the green flag here shortly.
Yeah, they're getting ready for a restart. Gary Whitson will lead them away. We'll keep an eye on Gary. This is in a position where he likes to be. The 37 car of Brody Hayes right next to him. The pace car ducks off. They're getting ready for the restart. Beautiful start there from Gary Whitson. Bit slow on the 37, not getting off the line very easily or very quickly. Michael Krobach already threatening. In fact, makes the pass happen there. Brian Yaksik on the inside as well. The 37 car getting shunted at the moment by a whole bunch of them. He manages to hang on to 4th place. He's on the outside. Look at Brian Yaksik. Brian Yaksik very anxious to try and get further up. He's already in 4th place, having made up a bunch of positions. Great driving by Brian Yaksik. Austin Missler just behind us behind this group in the number 11 car as well. And then we've got Josh Jones moving forward as well.
Rick! Number 77 of the Chad Dalton there got contact there from the 84 car. No caution, so everybody saved it. Everybody, wow, I thought that was going to be big right there, but very close racing.
Oh, Tanner, you scared me out of my wits with that. With that shouting. I jumped 6 feet off my chair here. But let's get back to the racing. Gary Whitson still leading. Got a handy lead right now. Michael Krobach trying to chase him down. Brody Hayes on the move now. Again, Brody's he's found himself. He had a bad start, but now he's found his feet. He's squeezing the number 7 very hard. That's a little risky. There could be contact if that sort of thing happens too often. But as you mentioned, these guys know what they are doing here. The 37 car makes the pass, gets into the 2nd position, being challenged straight away by Michael Krobach now, who has the inside, does the same thing. He goes down low, and will he get it done? Yes, he will get it done, I'm thinking. So fierce battling here for the 2nd place. Meanwhile, Gary Whitson in P1 just putting a little gap on these guys, Tanner.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like Gary Whitson has a short run car, not a short track, but a short run car, as he is showing here. But Brody Hayes is not too far behind, half a second behind, and caution is out.
There's a caution out. Yes, indeedy. Let's quickly run through and see if we can pick up where the problem was. Can't see it right now. There's so many cars on the track, very difficult to pick up. And we're looking at, we're getting information. It was Jamie Moore who caused the problem. We are looking at a replay right now. We see Jamie Moore. Oh, he goes up against the wall, comes down, gets tapped by another car coming through, and that brought out the caution. He stops up against the wall and takes a tow and escapes out there. So that's unfortunate. Our 2nd caution in just about inside 10 laps. So cautions are piling up now, Tanner.
Yes, sir. Definitely the cautions are piling up, and I sure hope we're not giving the commentator's curse, because that's the 2nd caution of this race. But sorry I scared you earlier, but I just see on the corner of my eye that it was happening. We got excited. Just think how excited they got.
And a whole bunch of them now heading back into pit lane to top up with the fuel. The caution being not that long ago. We'll see how many of them elect to take tires. Do you think they'll take tires again?
Oh, yeah, I think these guys are going to take at least 4 tires. It seems like these guys are getting a little loose as the more they attempt to run on the bottom. But don't be surprised that some guys will try to gamble, take 2, and see how that all pays off. We seen last week at Phoenix a bunch of guys take 2 tires and were able to stay up front. And, of course, this is an entirely different racetrack, different kind of pavement, obviously. But maybe towards the end of this race, we'll see some guys maybe take 2, depending upon if we get a caution or not.
Yep, I'm watching the leaders here. They are all in the pits right now. Most of them taking 4 tires, not gambling on the 2, which is probably the safest way to do it. And most of them coming back out now. Most of them on fresh rubber. So they will fall in behind the pace car. The guys that were in front of them will get their wave bys, no doubt. And we should see some good racing in just a few laps. I'll just check with our director. Director, should we take a short break at this point, or what's your feeling? Let's take a very short break while the pace car's still out there. Sorry about that. And we'll come back very, very shortly. And welcome back to the HPP simulation race year number 2 at Homestead, Miami. Pace car still out there, but the lights are out. We will be seeing a restart very, very soon. Tanner, I want you to call this restart for us. You have that inimitable way of dealing with exciting moments, so go ahead and call the start for us.
All right, we'll do there, Richard. As we're in the middle of 3 and 4, going to be coming to the green. Right as of right now, you have Lee Staples, I believe. The first car on 4 tires is the 13 of Gary Whitson coming to the green flag right here. Lee Staples takes the green flag.
And away they go. And
Oh boy, the Lee Staples, almost 3 wide action there. Somebody had back up 4 wide between the number 37, Ty Hester. Oh, a little contact there. Some guys had to back out of it. But, that could have been huge right there. Some guys are dipping way at the bottom of the racetrack. The racing is really picking up here. And, oh boy, and Lee Staples is now getting overtaken by some 4-tire guys. Actually, the 00, Bryce Whitson, is on 2 tires compared to Bryce Whitson. He's on 4 tires, so there's some gamble being played off here. As I'm trying to see in the middle of the pack here. You see anything there, Richard?
Not seeing it, but I am seeing Brian Yaksik moving forward. He's past Lee Staples, the car down low there, and he has got a turn of speed at the moment. He's got Gary Whitson in front of him, and in front of him Bryce Whitson. So we have a family situation going on here in the front of the race, with the 2 Whitsons up front, and then we've got Brian Yaksik, who's looking pretty racy at the moment, Tanner, and he looks like he wants that first position up high now. Got a beautiful turn of speed. He took 4 tires, we know that. Here's a pass for the lead, which is Whitson on Whitson. Brian Yaksik holding off for the moment, trying to see what's going to happen. Will he duck down low? He is going low for the turn, but that's just the standard way to go through there. But he really has got some speed, Tanner. It looks like he'll be going for the lead very shortly. 3 wide they go now into turn number 1, but he backs out.
Oh yeah, Brian Yatsik's been knocking on these 2 guys' door for about the last lap or 2, and he still is. But I'm really shocked that the 2 tires are really holding up on the 00 of Bryce Whitson. But usually the Whitson guys, if they take 2 tires, they will be able to hang up front no matter what. But right now they're still battling for the lead. The number 13 of Gary Whitson, he might get the run off the high side here. Bryce is hanging on the bottom very strong. And right behind them, same situation. Brian Yatsik and Brody Hayes battling side by side. Close action all over the racetrack here, Richard.
Yep. But look at Brian. He seems to get good speed coming off the turns there, and really is being blocked a little by the Whitsons. Can't get a clear run. But Brody Hayes is also in the same position. Brody Hayes, look at him there. They're all down low. They're 2 wide in front of Brody. He's looking for a way through. He's got the speed. Now he goes up high, trying to get past the number 00 car there, which is Bryce Whitson. Bryce Whitson, remember, started in 15th position up front at the moment, but now being passed there by Brody Hayes. And Josh Jones in it as well. They're trying to put the moves on Bryce Whitson and succeeding, Tanner.
Yeah, definitely. And back on that topic, when you get the good run on somebody, you ain't got nowhere to go. You just ain't got nowhere to go. You're kind of forced to kill your run. But I don't know if these guys are blocking there, or maybe not. Maybe a little early in a run to be doing all that. But yeah, these guys are just running in a tight pack. And when you get that nice good run, you know you have a fast car, but you just cannot. But you're kind of forced to give it up, and just kind of hang behind, see what happens. Hopefully, the guys ahead of you, side by side, can break it up to where you can take advantage of that.
And it looks as if Bryce Whitson going backwards at the moment. The number 7 there, Michael Krobach, in it as well. There's a battle for the lead. We're hearing Brian Yaksik trying to make it happen on the low side, but not getting it done at this point in time. Gary Whitson hanging in there. Gary Whitson is a fantastic driver, I have to say. He has led almost most of this race, excepting for a few laps in the middle there. They are on lap 61, Tanner, so the laps are running out. You're going to see guys getting a little bit anxious to try and get to the front now and make their move, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. And right now, and this is just in my opinion, I'm not quite sure what they have left in their fuel tanks, but I believe we're going to have one more pit stop because the longer these guys are running and the more they're on that gas, the more they're using up fuel. So they're going to have to make, in my opinion, I think they're going to have to at least make one more pit stop. And so I'm kind of curious to see who's going to be making the early pit stop to gain the position advantage. But right now, Brian Yatzik is definitely in position as he's going for the lead right now, entering turn number 3 under Gary Whitson side by side. Let's see if he can make it stick on the bottom there. So far, so good. Drifting up the track. Oh, wow, he's really making it stick there, Richard.
Yeah, he's making the move happen. Brian Yatzik on the number 13 of Gary Whitson. Gary Whitson driving the car off the turns magnificently. Brian, on the other hand, down low. And now they move up the racetrack. And Gary Whitson gives it up, but he moves straight to the inside. They're going to touch. I knew that was going to be a problem there. Let's have another look at that on replay. That is just the most unfortunate thing there, Tanner.
Yes, it is, as we are going on the replay here to see what exactly happened. Right now, in my opinion, it's just close racing that happened. Unfortunately, it did not bring out a caution, but as the person that spun was off the racing surface, as you can see, Brian Yatzik on the bottom of the racetrack, and looks like the 37 there is going to make it 3 wide. Oh, yeah, he got clipped. The 37 looks like came down just a little bit on Gary Whitson, and then that ricocheted hitting Brian Yatzik. So, 3-car incident there that allowed Josh Jones to snatch the lead away.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate there for Brian Yatzik. A car up high against the wall, coming down just a little bit, a little touch there, and then things got out of hand after that. But Brian is still running, although he's been shunted down, way down to 30th position at this point. Josh Jones now grabbed the lead, as you said. Bryce Whitson missed the patience, now finds himself in the 2nd position. Michael Krobach in 3rd, and then Gary Whitson, who was he's got a dent in the right rear of his car, so he's been a little bit in the wars, maybe involved in that situation there as well. But Ty Hester is in 5th place. He's in the top 5 there, but straight away being challenged by number 6 there, Will Wassler. 2 wide as they go down the straightaway. Nice driving there by Will Wassler. Remember, Will Wassler was leading laps towards the beginning of the race. So a good battle happening here between Ty Hester and Will Wassler. Will Wassler looks as if he's going to get away with that position. He did. So he moves up 1 spot, and then behind Ty Weston we now have Jeffrey Belt. And there's Will Wassler still blinking out there, Tanner. So let's hope he can last the race without disappearing completely.
Yeah, definitely, and he isn't blinking that all that bad, really. He's stayed stable on his connection for the most part, so that's actually a good sign. As long as he isn't blinking continuously, he'll be okay. As 3 wide action there, Robert Barney, I think he's a lap down as everybody drives past him safely. But the biggest, but to touch up on that incident earlier, the biggest loser obviously was Brian Yatzik. Very unfortunate there. But Brody Hayes, he actually fell back to 14th position. He's actually gained a couple positions since that happened. He's up to 11th place. And Gary Whitson is actually still in the top 5 at all that. So Gary got pretty lucky on all that.
Yeah, he did, and Brody got a bit lucky as well. Brian Yatzik, unfortunately, the big loser in that battle there, or in that situation. He's picked up 1 position, he's now up to 29th, but that is not where you want to be. Luckily, it's only the 2nd race of the series, so plenty of time in other races, but he was looking really good, going for the lead. Now we see the 97 car breezing by the 37 there. 97 is Travis Brown. We haven't called his name at all in this race, but he just breezed past Brody Hayes as if he was standing still, and he's got an enormous turn of speed looking at the guys in front of him now. Travis Brown, watch out for this guy.
Yes, definitely. Travis Brown has actually made up a lot of spots. He qualified back in the 31st position. He's already up to the 11th position. So very good for Travis Brown to make up all the positions. I'm sure he's going to get that M-Spec, I believe it is, Hard Charger Award. But meanwhile, up in the front here, I've been keeping an eyeball on these two guys, Michael Krobach and Bryce Whitson Jr. I believe these guys are teammates. Their paint schemes look so familiar, so I believe they are teammates as they battle for second place.
Yes, and back behind them a little ways back here with Austin Mistler and Josh Tanner. Josh Tanner is still in it, and these guys are battling hard. This is a top 10 battle going on here. These are guys in the top 10. Couple of names that we didn't call before, Jeffrey Belt, for instance, and Chris Ginn. These guys are now in the top 10. Travis Brown just outside the top 10 at the moment, but making a run into the top 10. This is where the action is, from about position 4-5 to position 10. A whole gaggle of cars there, and then of course you've got the three leaders, Josh Jones, Michael Krobach, and Bryce Whitson, with Will Wartzler. Actually, Will Wartzler is in third place at this time. So Gary Whitson has been shunted back one more place. Gary's still struggling. He's struggling a bit now by the looks of it, Tanner.
Yes, it is, and maybe that damage has come into play with his aerodynamics as Gary Whitson currently runs in the 5th position. But the race, I've been keeping an eye on this pack right here with the number 11 Austin Mistler, Chris Ginn, Josh Tanner, and Travis Brown. There's actually a race going on here for an award, I believe, between Chris Ginn and the number 10 and the number 97 of Travis Brown. Both of those guys start outside the top 30, and they are now clinching the top 10. So we'll have to keep an eye on these two as this continues.
Absolutely, and that award is the M-Spec Hard Charger Award. It's for the most positions made up in the race. It looks like it might be those guys, but we'll have to confirm that after the race is finished. Back to the front now, Josh Jones, who has been in various places during the course of this race, now finds himself, courtesy of some really good driving, in the P1 position. Now, there's no better position than that. Michael Krobach, number 7 in second place. Will Wartzler in third place. And then Bryce Whitson, Mr. Patience, I'm going to name him, because he has just shown absolute patience and finds himself now just off the podium. Can he make it one more spot into a podium position? And you know what, Tanner, you were quite correct. I'm pretty sure there's going to have to be another pit stop before the end of this race, even if it goes green all the way. Of course, if a caution comes out, everybody will duck in and fill up and get new tires, and that'll actually be a little disappointing. I would like to see this go green so we have a green flag pit stops to contend with.
Yeah, as we see right now, Michael Krobach is now entering the pit road. You have to use the pathways to get to pit road. That's actually an iRacing rule onto the service. So otherwise, you would get a black flag. But Michael Krobach now getting an early advantage by pitting.
Yeah, this might be a good deal, because if he gets his pit stop out of the way right now and a caution comes out and everybody ducks into the pits, that will serve him in good stead. So, bit of strategy going on there, Tanner.
Definitely, as I have eyeballs on Michael Krobach here. He's taking right sides are up, 2 tires right here, going around maybe for 4 tires. 4 tires definitely. It looks like 4 tires and gas as he pits with, well, approximately 25 laps to go here.
And a bunch of other guys going in as well. I see Bryce Whitson going in there. We'll keep an eye on Bryce Whitson to see what he does. Bryce Whitson coming to his pit box right now. Whoa, there's a car. Jeffrey Gilliam looks very, very badly damaged. Austin Mistler in there. Gary Whitson still not in. No, that's Gary Whitson coming in as well. So, bunch of the front runners coming into their pit stalls. Oh, and Gary missed his pit box and had to back it into the pit stall once again. So, that's going to cost him even more time there, Tanner.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Two tires.
2 tires. Oh, he may have gained some of that time back. I'm not quite sure, but the 00 actually was on 2 tires when that last caution came out. So he remained in the top 5. So that was a great strategy call by Bryce Whitson there. Gary Whitson goes through his pit box. You do lose about 2 to 3 seconds down pit road with that little miscue. So he decided to back it up, change 2 tires, and go, because he understands we are reaching towards the end of the race.
Quite correct. We are on lap number 77 out of 100 laps. So what we are talking about here is only 22 laps to go now. So 22 laps running around at 32 seconds. We are talking only about 11, 12 minutes of racing left in this race. Not a lot of time. Meanwhile, Travis Brown he was showing as being in first place, but he's actually gone into the pits, just coming out now. I wish iRacing would keep their timing and scoring up to date. iRacing, are you listening?
I believe they're doing their best right now, as a bunch of guys are going through prior pit stops here. Gary and Bryce Whitson actually gained a little time on War Whistler here. Last time by, War Whistler is currently in the 14th position at the moment. He did make a pit stop, so we'll have to see how this race fans out as these pit stops progress. But right now you have Eric Barrell as our current race leader. He qualified back into the 37th position, so I tip my hat to him for all them position makeups. You seeing anything there, Richard?
No, I'm not quite sure exactly. It's always difficult times when the pit stops take place, but Eric Barral showing as being in the lead, but he's being overtaken by a bunch of cars now. So as soon as they cross the line, we'll get a clearer picture of what is actually going on right here, because Eric Burrell showing first place, Alan Young, Danny Rogers with a very badly, Alan Young with a very badly damaged car. These guys certainly will not be in the first position at the end of the race, that is for sure. But who actually is in first place at this stage, I have no idea.
Well, as of right now, it is Eric Barrell. He has yet to make a pit stop, as he is being overtaken by Ty Hester here. But usually when green flag pit stops happen, the longer you stay out there, the longer you are actually losing time towards the other drivers. So if I was Eric Barrell, I would pit as soon as possible. As of right now, I believe he is hoping for a caution flag, because if a caution flag does come out, that might force everybody else to go down pit road, because it just seems like tire management is going to be key here. We have seen guys that have ran well early enough, but as a run went on, they've fallen off. So tires are definitely an impact here.
Oh, absolutely. In virtually every single race, whether that's on the road or on the oval, tires are always the most crucial factor. Your tires last, you can win. Your tires don't last, you have to use strategies to try and manage that, as you mentioned. But Eric Burrell still leading the race, even though he's being overtaken by everybody. How can it be that this guy is still leading? Anyway, let's us go and find one of the previous leaders. So we're going to go to Will Watzler at the moment, number 6. We know for sure that he was close to the lead before the pit stops happened. So we'll have a look and see where he is. There's a bunch of cars in front of him, and behind him is Gary Whitson. So Tanner, Gary Whitson, this guy is a miracle worker. Somehow he always manages to find himself close to or at the front of a race. And here he is again. I'm pretty sure that most of the guys in front of them, perhaps not Josh James and Michael Krobach, but everyone else ahead of them will have to do a pit stop if we stay green. So my opinion is Josh Jones, Michael Krobach, Bryce Whitson, Will Water, and Gary Whitson. That's your top 5 after the pit stop shakeout, in my opinion.
Yes, it definitely is. You hit the nail on the head right there. Eric Barrell, Alan Young, Danny Rogers, Jonathan Holstein, and Edward Bray are currently in the top 5 right now. Those cars have not pitted, so we'll have to keep an eye on those guys. The guys that have pitted and are on fresh tires are Josh Jones. Oh, number 20, car.
Oh! Big turnaround there. Caution flag. Yes, the caution flag is out. Now this throws the cat right amongst the pigeons. Eric Burrell, Alan Young, those guys will be able to duck down into the pits now as we have a look at the replay and see what happened here first.
Oh my goodness, I'm not quite sure what happened there.
I just got loose.
On my screen he blinked and kind of disappeared, and when he came back he was already around. So he was on the apron of the racetrack, and usually when you're on the apron of the racetrack, it's really loose down there. So he might have accidentally gone to gas and spun her around. So very unfortunate. And now we'll bring out our third caution of this race.
Yep, even though it didn't look like anyone else was involved there, but the iRacing rules, racing rules will say that if you cross the track like that, caution will have to come out. So this will be a caution on lap number 87, and there won't be many laps left, Tanner, at the restart of this race. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, hopefully this will be the final stint that will be in. Everybody will have enough stuff to get them to the end of the race, and it should be pretty exciting, so don't go away. Welcome back once again to the HPP simulation. The race taking place here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And we were talking off air about what might possibly happen. We are on lap number 90, so we've got a 10 lap dash to the end of this race. Everybody has updated their tires, updated their fuel. There shouldn't be any problems. It's going to be a run to the line, as we see now that the pace car ducks off Michael Krobach, and in front of him Eric Barral takes off Michael Krobach in the 7th following. Behind them we have Gary Whitson. The racing is going at full pace at this point in time. I'm excited. Josh Jones is in there as well. Alan Young, he's holding station there in the 24. Bryce Whitson behind them. They all packed up one behind the other. There's a little bit of too wide going on there with Gary Whitson. Gary Whitson moving into third place. We've got Josh Jones hanging on there. This is looking very, very exciting, Tanner.
Oh yeah, definitely exciting. As Gary Whitson, I'm pretty sure he wants to try that outside lane as it's getting the momentum coming off the corners. As we've seen, Gary Whitson was side by side with Josh Jones. Josh Jones is actually wanting the outside lane over the second place car, Eric Barrell. He will take that as they are 3 wide on the back stretch. Entering turn number 3, that's Ty Hester, Gary Whitson, and number 7-3 of Jonathan Holstein. Almost contact there. Gary Whitson dropping like a rock, and I can quite imagine that damage earlier in the race is really playing into dividends as 3 wide again for another position here. That's for about 10th position. Gary Whitson's really dropping back there, Richard.
Yes, and I want to say that Eric Barral and Alan Young are holding their own with these guys. They've ducked in, got fresh rubber. Now, all of a sudden, they are up near the front and they're feeling their oats. Have a look at who's leading this race. The number 7 of Michael Krobach. You said it, that he might be the standout. He might be the one to be there at the end. But behind him, we've got Josh Jones. Josh Jones, he seems to be making up a little bit of time on him. It might be between these guys. And of course, in the third place, we've got Bryce Whitson, Mr. Patience, I call him. He's making up time as well. So between those 3 and Will Wasler, who's also in there now, Alan Young and Eric Barral have been overtaken by these 4. These have been your front runners pretty much most of the race. Coming down to the wire now, lap number 94, only 6 laps to go when they cross the line.
Oh, there's a wreck on the front stretch. There are 4 wide.
Oh dear. Yes, a big shunt there involving at least 4 cars, possibly more, as other guys come from behind and pile into that. So this is another caution. That might well be it for the race. Who was leading? Michael Krobach. Keep an eye on that. That might be your podium right there. We'll see what happens. Or there might be a 1 lap dash for the race at the end there. We'll wait and see what happens. Let's have a look at the replay in the meantime, Tanner.
Oh yeah, as you can see, there was just not enough room for these cars. These guys were 4 wide coming off the corner of the racetrack, and it just takes a little bit of a touch on a rear quarter panel to turn somebody, and just not a lot of room. Very unfortunate that wasn't for those guys, but that could have been bigger. But good job for the guys that were in the back of the pack trying to avoid that. Hopefully, we can maybe get another replay touch on that again.
Yeah, we can have another. We are looking at the replay. This time we're in the car on board with Brian Yaksik and moving back there towards Travis Lukov. There's the touch. No, it happened in front of them. It happened in front of them. We a whole gaggle of cars, and then everything just went crazy, and you see cars everywhere. That's most unfortunate. But I'll tell you who's happy. Michael Krobach is happy, Tanner.
Yes, he is, and he was actually not really pulling away from Josh Jones because Josh Jones was coming in on him in a hurry. But there was a little gap, but they were pretty even as far as lap times is concerned. But Michael Krobach is happy for this caution, and I believe this race will end under caution. Wow, Michael Krobach, that relief off of his chest is like, you take a deep breath. Josh Jones, Bryce Whitson all get a top 3 podium finish. Yeah,
that's correct. And, after 100 laps at a long track like Homestead, Miami, it's tough going. You've got to manage your tires, you've got to manage your fuel, you've got to keep an eye on all the other guys for 100 laps. These guys have done it all before, but even so, when you get to the end of a race, a 100-lap race at a long track, you are pretty relieved. And Michael Krobach sits in the P1 position at this point, and we're on lap 97. I believe if there's only 1 lap to go, they don't do a 1-lap dash. I read that somewhere. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct there, Richard. They do not do a one-lap dash. In iRacing, there is no, the green-white checkered is not implemented, so there is no green-white checkers whatsoever. But they could get a green-white checkered if there was a one to go right now, but that's unfortunately not the case.
Yeah, so it seems that this is how the race will end, with Michael Krobach possibly winning, well, probably winning the second race of this series. Gary Whitson won the first race. Josh Jones is the one who's looking really good in championship terms. He's got 2 second places. You don't have to win to be in the lead of a championship. And Will Wasler in 4th place in the championship currently, 4th place here tonight. So he's looking good as well. And Bryce Whitson managing to get a top 3 there. So he's on the podium. These guys will be pretty happy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. These guys will be pretty happy. Bryce Whitson, who actually started off kind of rough. Yeah, he started 15th. He didn't gain any positions. He actually lost 2 positions on the start of the race. But a 2-tire gamble actually kept him towards the front. And lucky for the caution flags that fell at the right time, kept him up towards there. But the guy I got to tip my hat up to is the number 26 of Eric Barrell. He started 37th. He was actually our leader on the last restart. So he started 37th. He will get a 7th place finish. So I tip my hat to him.
Well, he's probably one of those in the running for the M-Spec Hard Charger Award. And it looks like he might well gain that award. But we'll have to wait and see. We really can't know. My sympathies or a little bit of a disappointing race, I guess, for Gary Whitson. He just didn't have the pace in the last third of that race there after getting some damage on the right side of his car. Otherwise, he might well have been up with the top 3 there, but he's not that far out of it. 11th place. I think he'll probably be disappointed with that, Tanner, but he just didn't have the pace at the end of the race there.
Yeah, he's been running up front all this race. He understood he had a fast car and all that, but on that last restart, he just kind of dropped like a rock. But he may not have the points lead, but he'll be in the top 10 points as far as the championship standings is concerned right now, as Josh Jones will take over the championship point lead with 2 second-place finishes in a row. But I think the 2 biggest guys that had fast cars tonight that turned out to be really disappointing for them is Brian Yatsik and Brody Hayes. Both of them were up there. They led laps. They are currently in position 19th and 20th between the 2 drivers. Very unfortunate for those 2 drivers, but I'm sure they'll be back up towards the front in the next race.
Yeah, that was really sad to see. Brian Yatsik did nothing wrong. He wasn't involved in any issue. It all happened from behind him, and he was just the unfortunate victim of what transpired. So a little bit of a disappointment for him, but he'll be back. We all understand that this is racing. Weird things happen. Unfortunate things do happen. Aaron Kleinhans. So let's just give a shout out to Aaron Kleinhans. He got the first Derek Spears Designs Lucky Dog Award. And I guess there have been a few others handed out during the course of the race, but we didn't keep track of those ones. We did know about the first one. The True Power Pole Award. That went to... the checkered flag is coming down. We are hearing from our director who keeps an eye on these things and gives us a rap over the knuckles if we miss these things as well. So it looks like the checkered flag has flown, and our winner, Tanner, call it. Who won the race?
Michael Krobach wins here today at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Yes, and I gave it to you to call because you picked him just before the last caution came out. You picked him to win. So good on you. That was a good pick. And we'll take a break now as things go a little crazy with drivers all over the place. Then we'll come back and we'll call all the standings for you. Welcome back to the HPP simulation, and we have our race results for you straight up now. So we'll get into that, and then we are going to do some driver interviews. So first off, let's call the top 10 for you. The winner of tonight's race, one under caution, was Michael Krobach from Canada. Josh Jones was second place. Al Bryce Whitson Jr. in third place. Will Worstler in fourth place. Alan Young, great drive from him, in fifth place. Ty Hester in sixth place. Eric Barral in seventh place. Extra great drive from him, coming from something like 37th place. So 8th place went to Austin Mistler. 9th place went to Jonathan Holstein. And 10th place, Tanner, went to Chad Dalton.
And outside the top 10 is number 13, Gary Whitson, who finishes in the 11th position. 12th position is Travis Brown. 13th position is Travis Lakonhoff. Hopefully I got that right. 14th position is Michael Kunik. 15th position is Jack Starowski. 16th position is Stephen Wheaton. 17th position is Milt Matisse. 18th position is Lee Staples. 19th position is Brian Yatsik. And rounding out the top 20 is Brody Hayes.
And in 21st place in the HPP Simulation Grand National Series today was Chris Ginn. Then in 22nd position, Travis McQuistion. 23rd place went to Josh Tanner. 24th place to Danny Rogers. 25th place to Norm Pelletier. 26th place to Tim Knott. 27th place to Jeffrey Belt. 28th place to Edward Bray. 29th place Jackie Palmore. And 30th place went to Daniel Glover. Tanner?
And rounding out the top 30, you have Mark Myers, who finishes 31st, Robert Barney in 32nd, Ken Rodriguez finishes 33rd, Alex Bates finishes 34th, Troy Haight finishes 35th, Jamie Moore in 36th, Ted Emenheiser finishes in the 37th position, Aaron Kleinhans finishes in the 38th position, Jeffrey Gilliam finishes in the 39th position, Evan Roush in the 40th position, and Scott Williamson rounds out the 41st position.
And those are all your positions. 41 cars started, 41 cars got a position. Now we get to the interesting part here. I do enjoy this part of the broadcast. So we've got a couple of drivers, 3 of them in fact in the ready for interview room. Let's bring in our winner tonight, Michael Krobach. And Tanner, you're going to have a chat with Michael Krobach first up.
Yes, I'm down here in Victory Lane. Victory Lane with Michael Krobach. An impressive run today, Michael. I understand your crew is celebrating here, but impressive run today here at Homestead. You started in the 12th position outside the top 10. You ran the top 10 pretty much this entire race. I understand you pitted earlier than other drivers. Was that some kind of a strategy heading into the first part of the green flag pit stops?
Yeah, absolutely, Tanner. I thought, I was driving pretty conservatively for most of the green flag runs, wanting to save my tires, and it paid out at the end, but I was looking at the lap tracker there, and we probably fell off about a good 2 seconds at the end of a long run. So I figured, if I stopped a bit earlier under green, we could get the undercut and make up some track position. And then I think we entered the pits the first round about 5th or so. We'd driven up to 5th, and we came out in 3rd, and it was game on from there.
It indeed was, and throughout the progression of the race, I've seen a lot of guys using the bottom of the racetrack. Was there a handling difference as far as I understand? The track temperature was like 114 degrees, something like that. And was there like a handling difference from the top part to the bottom part?
Oh, absolutely, and even between turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2. You could start running at the bottom very early in the run, but as the tires started to wear out and the track got a bit slicker, you had to run the top if you wanted any speed in turns 1 and 2, but the top would absolutely not work in 3 and 4, so you had to kind of hug the bottom there. the nose would kind of slide up a bit, so you had to be very easy on the gas, getting back to the gas, and just drive a conservative race, which is what we did here. And when that last caution came out, the top 5 hadn't made their green flag pit stops yet, and I figured they'd probably come in for 4 tires, and the only chance for me to put that number 7 HPP Simulation Chevrolet in victory lane would be to gamble and take 2 tires, and we did, and we held them off at the end.
Very indeed. As I bet you were, it was a huge relief off your shoulders of that caution coming out. It seemed like you and Josh Jones had for some pretty even cars on the racetrack today, but I'm pretty sure you are relieved that caution came out towards the end of the race there.
Yeah, absolutely. When the 26 stayed out, he was on even tires with me, but I knew Josh took 4 tires at the very end, and the 26 raced him pretty cleanly, pretty hard, but held him up a bit. And that gave me some time to get a little bit of a gap going there on the 40, but he had 4 fresh tires, and he was coming hard at the end. And I was just praying for a caution to come out, and it did. And we got Mark Hargett's company in victory lane, and I want to give him a big shout-out for all his support for the series. He does an amazing job with prizes and with the sponsorship of the HPP Simulation Series. And I'm really proud to represent his company and his product and put him in victory lane today.
All right, Michael. Well, I'll let you get back to your celebration with your pit crew. That is Michael Krobach, winner of today's race at the Homestead Miami Speedway. And I understand, Richard, you have caught up with Josh Jones.
Correct, sir. We are going to bring Josh Jones into the booth right now, dragging him in. Let's get him in here. There he is. Josh Jones, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Josh Jones, well, first of all, congratulations on this 2nd place today. Tough race, 100 laps at a racetrack. It's pretty open, lots of cars on the racetrack, 40 cars. In fact, your race was a little up and down. You were at times right in the lead of this race. I believe you did lead a few laps at one point. You were a little ways back at other points in the race. And just before that last caution came out, you had a good position, and I'm sure you're disappointed that the caution came out there because you might have had a run to the 1st place. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I really feel like I had this race won if that last caution wouldn't have came out. But I mean, those guys did a really good job. Michael was really fast there, and I think he got 2 tires there at the end, and I had 4, so I don't know if it would have stayed green, you never know what would have happened, but yeah, I mean, it was a tough race. I mean, the setup was really tight this week. It was all about just trying to save that right front, and I want to thank my teammate, Will Wursler. He and I worked really hard this week to try to figure out a line that would work, and where we wouldn't use that tire up, and I think we did a pretty good job at that.
Oh, you most certainly did a great job. I would go as far as to say a brilliant job. Now, I want to ask you the same question that we asked Michael Krobach. It seemed like the grooves on the racetrack altered or changed between turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Did you find that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it was just more of, I mean, the line that I ran kind of depended on what stage I was at in the run. I mean, at first I could really dive down into 3 and use a little bit of gas to get it sideways. But as the run went on, you kind of had to ease off of that. And then same way in 1 and 2, although I kind of stuck to running the high line. But again, as the run went on, I could kind of get a little bit lower coming out of 2. And that seemed to work best for that right front.
Yeah, that's pretty similar to what Michael Krobach said. Well, look, Josh, congratulations once again on a good 2nd place. And as far as the championship is concerned, you're not in a bad position at all. Gary Whitson finished a little ways behind you guys. You were in 2nd place at the start of this race. The winner being Josh Krobach. He was not in the top 10 that I can see here. So you might end up going into race number 3 being in the top position in the championship. How does that make you feel?
Well, we got a long way to go, but that's a great start. And, I really want those pedals from HPP, and big thanks to them for sponsoring this series. And we're going to work hard to try to get them. And also thanks to you guys for these broadcasts. I watched the one from Phoenix last week, and it was very professional, and really enjoyed it. And thanks to Jeremy Thornton and 1-8 Racing for sponsoring our cars also.
Well, thank you, sir. We do appreciate the good words. I will let you into a little secret. I do have a set of HPP pedals, and they are great. So good luck with your attempt to win a set for yourself. You will not be disappointed. Well, thank you for talking to us, sir, and we will let you get back to celebrating your second place with your teammates and your pit crew there. Now, we've got one more to go, one more interview to go, and Tanner, why don't we bring in Mr. Bryce Whitson, and you have a chat with him.
I have caught up with Bryce Whitson, and Bryce, man, it was a hard-fought day for a lot of teams, and especially you in particular. You started in the 15th position, and I had eyeballs on you, and you weren't really moving up as quickly as you wanted to. How did your strategy pay off from the start of the race to now during the race?
Tell you, Tanner, we had a really bad qualifying effort, ending up back there in the 15th. I just couldn't seem to get a feel for the track, and once I got out there and got to racing with some guys, I realized real quick that if I just held back some and kept the car straight, that I'd be able to pass some people there in the long run, and that's pretty much what we did.
Oh yeah, definitely. It seemed like a lot of guys were trying to find their groove into the racetrack. What is faster, the low lane or the high lane? To me, it just seemed like the faster lane was the high lane. I don't know if you would agree to that or not. I didn't drive on the track today, but there was an incident ahead of you between three cars that allowed you to gain the race lead, and then that caution came out. Did you have anything for those front runners like Josh Jones, Michael Krobach, and them guys if the race had gone for green towards the end of the race there?
I'll be honest, Tanner, I was not looking forward to that last caution that we had. I felt like I had a better car at that point than Josh and Michael. We all kind of pit there with about 10 laps to go, and Michael took 2 and got out front. And, I knew I was quicker than Josh going into 1 and 2. I seemed to be able to catch him pretty good through there, but in 3 and 4, I just had to hang on and hope that I could stick with him. But I was really happy with the team. I was really proud of the team over all night. I'm really proud to bring home a 3rd place finish here for HPP Simulation and Mark Hargett, and I think it's awesome to see my teammate Michael Crowball bring his HPP Simulation Chevy there to victory lane. So, at this point in time, we're just looking forward to the next race and hopefully staying in this points battle.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of the points battle, before this race started, you were sitting in the 7th position in points with 37 points. Today, you get a top 3 finish. That should put you in the top 5 in points, depending upon where everybody else ahead of you in points had finished. You liking our next racetrack would be the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Do you like that racetrack?
A year ago, I would have told you that I love just about any mile-and-a-half racetrack here on iRacing. Today, I'm going to tell you that the mile-and-a-halves have not been good to me overall. They changed something with their most recent dynamic track model. It's really changed the way that these cars drive. It's moved the line around a lot, and I've yet to get the feel for it. So, going to Atlanta, I'm hoping I can get a feel for it pretty quick and go out there and bring home another top 5. At this point, my goal is just to make it into the top 10 by the last race of the season.
Yes, very well indeed. Well, Bryce, we'll let you go here as congratulations on your 3rd place finish today, and hopefully you can go get another one in the upcoming weeks.
Thank you, Tanner, and thank you, Richard, for the amazing broadcast tonight, guys.
You are very welcome.
Yep, and thank you very much. Interesting comments from all 3 drivers there, Tanner. All 3 of them felt like they had an opportunity to win the race had it gone green. And who knows what might have happened if the race had stayed green. But I guess we will never know the answer to that question. So, Having said that, we look back on this race, and Tanner, it was a pretty exciting race. A lot of cars on the racetrack here, a long track. Very interesting what Bryce said there about the new build changing something in the way these cars drive. Now you're an oval guy yourself. How do you feel about what he said there?
Oh, I definitely would feel him. I have a hard time. I'm pretty much in the same boat as him whenever I go to the Atlanta Motor Speedway myself. But to me, it always depends, because I do believe this league, HPP Simulation Grand National Series, I believe they use the dynamic weather and dynamic track. So if I enter the next race as a driver, I don't know what the track is going to be like, whether it's going to be a clean race track, some rubber on the track, or what. I'm not quite sure, and how to set my car up. So it really plagues a lot of questions when you first enter it, but when you first get on the racetrack and get the feel for everything, you start to understand how your car is and what you can do to make it better.
All right. Well, that's some good information there for other drivers. And look, I'm looking forward to perhaps doing some more of the broadcasts for the series. And which reminds me, we best get to the closing part of the race here. And first of all, we do want to thank our great sponsors of this event, the HPP Simulation Group, who are the major sponsor for all the events for the series, really. And then we have Derek Spears Design, who sponsors the Lucky Dog Awards. And we've got True Power, who sponsors the Pole Award, and M-Spec, who sponsors a Hard Charger Award. So thank you to these sponsors. They obviously are very important to the series organizers. Speaking of which, we would certainly like to thank the organizers of the HPP Simulation Grand National Series as well. Looks like a great series to follow for you guys out there viewing this particular race. Keep following. It's going to be even better as the series goes forward. We would also like to thank all the competitors who 41 of them turned out tonight, and each one doing their best for themselves and their sponsors. So good on them for doing that as well. As usual, we thank the makers of all the various software and hardware that we here at GSRC use to help make this stream possible. You'll see all the names on your screen, and you have seen them throughout the broadcast. Thanks to the team today, Joe Peak, our director, Tanner Sharp, great call, and of course our camera guru, Dougie Beard, who works away in the background providing us with some great camera angles and great camera shots. If you want to find out more about us, GSRC, the Global Sim Racing Channel, our details are on the screen. You will find out how to get in touch with us, and also see where some of the other places that we hang out. So be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Give us a like there, or subscribe if you want to be informed of all our upcoming races right there on YouTube. They're also on our website as well, and on Facebook and on Twitter. If you would like to send, we would like to send a special thank you also to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde, who provide us with some great music. You can see their details on the screen right now, ericekholm.com, caseylalonde.bandcamp.com. Do have a listen to their music. They have some great titles and great tracks for your listening pleasure. Well, we have got all our upcoming races and our other series as well have been showing on screen at various times during the broadcast. Be sure to check those out and mark them down on your calendar, and tune in to watch your favorite drivers in action. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we will see you on track.